What is going on, my Masketeers? Welcome back to another episode of the Mask, and we are here to talk about Netflix's Arcane League of Legends, based on the popular video game series of the same name. Now, I had no prior experience in terms of knowing anything to do with the characters, the lore, the world, nothing. So I came into the show as a complete noob, and I have to say, I was thoroughly impressed with what I watched. I can definitely say that this has to be one of the best shows I've seen in 2021. The animation was phenomenal. I believe it was done by a French-based animation studio. I could be wrong, but I think that is the case. That's the one thing which I will say just off the very beginning. Visually, this show is amazing. I love the mix of 2D animation with 3D animation. It literally has a unique style that I feel that makes this show just very unique, and I can't imagine it being done any other way. Now, when it comes to the characters, amazing. Every single character that they showed, that's where I will say that to me, this show has a lot of elements, not a lot of elements, but it has a feel and it reminds me of Game of Thrones. Now, when I say Game of Thrones, I do mean season 1 to 4. Maybe you can sneak 5 into that bad boy, but 1 to 4 especially, only based off the fact of amazing story, compelling characters, and the tension that it builds. You don't know who's safe and you don't know who's going to die. And when I talk about the characters being so nuanced, that's the thing that really got to me, because the story itself is amazing. And again, I don't know if the story is based off the video game story or if they create a whole new narrative for the show itself. But moving forward, this must be the standard. If you are going to adapt the game and turn it into an actual series or a movie, let Arcane be the freaking archetype, because they did everything right. Now, back to this whole thing with characters, right? Now, when I say that the characters are nuanced, no character is just black and white. Even the characters who you feel are evil, when you basically get to see them more, even they aren't just villainous. Even the main bad guy, Silco, I hope I said his name right. But in the beginning, you think he's a prick. And yeah, he still is a prick, but he's a prick with layers. And that's the thing about the show, which they do an amazing job of. They give you so much to, I would say, essentially play with, because at the end of the day, the core of this story, it is based on family. Yes, the world is amazing, it's grand. What happens gradually builds, but at its very core, it is a story about family and the bonds we make, and also, I would say, human nature. So the two main characters in this ensemble cast are two sisters by the name of Vi and Powder, and they basically live in the underworld, or the world underneath. So the city which they live in is divided into, you've got the people up top or top side, and they are the rich and wealthy and those that have, and then you've got people that are in the beneath, which is like the underworld essentially. And that's where you've got all the criminals, the homeless, the poor and the destitute. You follow these two sisters as they navigate this world and what they have to try and overcome in order to survive. And you've got like an ensemble cast, so many characters, from Vanda, who plays the girl's father figure. You have Echo. Echo is another kid who lives in the slums with them, but he's not a part of their crew, but he is friends with them as well. There is Jace is from up top, and he's a young scientist that basically believes that you can channel the arcane, which is magic in their universe, and use it for science. You have Victor. Victor is a young scientist himself that believes in the research that Jace has been doing and actually thinks that it is possible. You have Mel. Mel is my queen. She is a talented, intelligent, powerful woman who's about her business with the skin the color of mocha. So you know she just has to be the absolute best. Yeah, like there's just so many more characters, so many more characters. And the show kind of goes through the events that will essentially lead these characters to who they become. And without giving too much away, this show takes in a roller coaster ride. It takes in an honest roller coaster ride. It has absolute highs and then crazy lows. And that's another thing I have to literally take my hat off to all the voice actors. They all did a phenomenal job. Everything was on point. When certain things happen, and when certain people die, spoiler alert, not really, but yeah, when certain people die, you really feel it. Like, you really feel it when certain people die because of how well they've crafted these characters. Because you really want them to make it out. But then, what happens, and you're just there thinking to yourself, oh no, come on, man. I know I was. There was a couple of points where I was like, damn, this is just crazy. But yeah, again, that's only testament to how amazing the story and the characters are. And I believe it was done or released in 3 parts. So they gave you, I think, 1 to 3 first, and then it was 4 to 6, and then it was 7 to 9. Yeah, I believe that was how they released it. So it was released over a period of 3 weeks. Now, season 1 is finished. Season 2 has been announced, and I'm not even surprised because of how well the first season was so well received, and they deserve every part of the praise. The one thing which I will say is there's a character that I was aware of, and her name is Jinx. And who you discover Jinx is in the show, absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. Because even how she becomes what she becomes, I fully understand the process. And that's the thing. Everything here, you kind of understand why people become the way they are. Because it's a real human experience. And the one thing which I will say is the show really tapped into human nature. And that's really kind of explored with Jace's character. Because like I said before, he's a scientist just who wants to do good. But the truth of the matter is, every good intention has always led us down a dark path. Like the saying goes, the path to hell is filled with good intentions, or it's walked with good intentions, whatever the hell the saying is, you know what I mean. But that's what this show is. It shows you human nature, that even when we try to do something good initially, the few that get their hands on the ability or on the good will always come from selfish interest. And once that happens, whatever good we had is gone. Because he wanted to use Arcane, which is called Hex Tech, to help the world. But then those in power wanted to use it to make weapons to line their pockets and make a profit. And so the original purpose of it's lost. There's a line which one of the characters, Victor, says, and I can't remember it word for word, so I'm just going to paraphrase. But he said, in the search of us trying to achieve greatness, we lost how to be good. And that just sums up human nature in a nutshell. We always have the intention to do good, but in us chasing good, we now want to achieve great. And once we want to achieve great, we forget how to be good. And that's what this show really shows. But yeah, honestly, there's so much I can go into detail about, but I would just say watch the show for yourself and let me know what you thought. For me, I'm going to give this show nothing less than a 9 out of 10. I would give it a 10 out of 10, but I feel once you do that, there's nowhere for improvement. And I want to see some stuff come season 2. So 9 out of 10 is what I'm going to give the show. Let me know your thoughts and your opinions if you've watched it or not. Sound off in the comments. And yeah, again, thank you for listening. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.